Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Miss Sitta,
Yes.
we're so glad, we're so proud to interview you. And in this session, we will talk about your experience for English, especially for education of English.
My education or what I'm teaching? My experience in learning or in
Yes,
teaching?
all.
Oh.
First, I'm interesting to ask to you about your elementary school and junior high school and senior high school. Where you study?
Okay. I went to SD Muhammadiyah Kauman in Kauman, Yogyakarta.
Oman.
Yeah, it is the first elementary school made by Ahmad Dahlan for girls.
For girls.
So when I studied there were only girls, and I went to SMP Negeri 3
In Jogja.
in Yogyakarta. And then I went to SMA Muhammadiyah 1 Muhi.
Yes, Muhi.
In
Muhi.
Yogyakarta. Yeah. In my period, I think it was good for the schools.
Where you study in university?
Oh, okay. Then I went to. Can I tell a long story? Because it's more than
Yes.
5 minutes. Okay. Actually, after grade 2 of high school in Muhi, in my 3rd grade of high school, I went to USA to study.
Yes.
Yeah, I spent 1 year to study there
Exchange or
for an exchange
Exchange.
student, 1 year exchange student, and I went to a small town in New York State, not New York City. Yeah, New York City is a city. It's a New York State, and I went to a small town there for 1 year.
like Bantul in Yogyakarta, like that or
Well, yeah, one of the because United States of America have cities. Yeah,
yes.
yeah, you have cities, but you have also state. In states, there are cities, there are towns. Yeah, probably the population is much more. Bantul has much more population. It's smaller than Bantul, according to the number of population. Yeah. So I stayed there 1 year. So my friends in Indonesia continued studying in grade 3, and then when they passed, they graduated from high school. I came back to Indonesia, right? Now I went back to my high school
Why?
because I didn't have any name
Oh.
to university, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
I didn't experience grade 3 in Indonesia, right?
Ah.
So I went to Muhi again for my grade 3
So
school.
you spend 4 years
Yeah,
for high school.
I'm very clever as a student of high school. 4 years.
4 years.
So my friends were in university. I was still spending my time in high school studying. Then I finished. I have name.
Yeah.
Then I can
Go to university.
go to university. And then I was accepted at UGM in Department of Anthropology. So I studied anthropology actually. I didn't study English.
So, what's make you very interesting in English language?
Oh, what makes me interested
Yes.
to learn English? I guess there are several factors. Yeah. When I was little, I had a brother who called me with an English word. My mother spoke little English. Like for example, when we went by beca,
Yes.
and then we arrived at the place, my mother would say to the beca driver, Pak, stop here, stop here. I heard that many times, stop here. And then when my mother talked with my auntie, sometimes they used English words. Yeah. And also I heard lots of English songs from my brother, from my mother. And remember, he called me with an English word. He called me bread.
Bread.
Bread is roti.
Oh, roti.
Why he called me that? Because he had a Honda CB, yeah? As a university student, he had a Honda CB, and sometimes I went with him on a ride on his motorbike, yeah. And then one day there's a car that sells bread
Yes.
in front of us, stopped like that, and I was starting to read, yeah. I was learning to read, and I started to read, so I read bread, 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 and then she said, no, it's not bread, it's bread. After that, he called me bread.
That's a funny reason to call you.
Funny, but I don't know. Probably that's also the history of my interest to learn English. Yeah. And what else? Yeah, I listen to English songs from my brother, from my sister. Even when I was in SD, I could sing Kenny Rogers and Diana Ross song in English. I remember it by heart. Like that.
Since when you began teach student and where place you first teach?
Good question. After I came back from the US, I had 1 year of junior high school, and then I went to UPN, and then I think when I was studying in the first or second semester of UPN, I joined a language course, a private course named PFS Prasetya on Jalan Kaliuran. It's no longer there, but I joined there as an English teacher, teaching kindergarten and elementary school students English. So I taught my students were elementary school children. After a year, I started to teach high school students, in a private course. I was paid 2,500 for every meeting. So in a month, I taught like 4 times, so I got 10,000 rupiah.
Just 10,000.
For 4 times. Best friend, she is from Riau. She has a brother who studied in, I forgot the name of the university, probably now becomes UTY or something. But he was studying a technical thing. He asked me to translate his text. So I took that as a challenge. That's why probably what makes my English got better each time, because I took challenges. I translated high school student text. Even I was in university student text. Even I was in high school. Probably that. Because really, you have to like it. If you like it, then you will be able to do it.
Yes. So now is the internet, and in this era we can learn much from internet. We can learn from film, from song. So suggestion for us to learn English better and better.
So now, suggestion for you, there are so many sources that you can take to help you learn English or other languages. So you guys are luckier than people in my time. You should be able to choose what you like, what you can have. Even with your handphone, you can learn, right?
Yes, of course.
But now the question is, if there are students who cannot speak English now, what's wrong? Commitment. Right? Commitment. That's what makes it difficult, because sources are everywhere.
Okay.
So take advantage of the internet to improve your English.
Yes. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you very much, Miss,
Okay.
for your motivation today.
Okay.
Motivation.
If it's called motivation.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Taufiq, and if I become a teacher, I want to be a teacher who cares by student and can be beneficial for other people. Okay, just this from me. And the last, I say thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Pangestu Dharma, and here I want to talk about if I become a teacher, I want to help develop their respective talent, and maybe that is all I can say. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Betapa hancur hatiku melihat engkau bersamanya, namun ku mencoba untuk dan menghadapinya.
It was great.
Jangan kau menangis lagi.